Are they in there?
Yes, that male is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Hello world, how's it going? So today I got a special treat for you. I have Jack Heller's fish room tour, which is absolutely amazing. So many beautiful, colorful fish, lots of rare species, and just a lot of cool stuff going on. Tons of tips and knowledge in between, as well as he shows all these awesome fish. And huge shout out to Gary Lang for making this all possible and taking me over there to check it out. I've been wanting to go to this place for quite some time. Just super awesome. So I know it's a bit of a long video, but I didn't want to leave anything out because it was so hard to cut any of it out, and you guys will see in this video why. So let's do this.
Name is not
That's more what I remember. The stuff we got from Thomason was just
yes. Yeah, I know. Oh, you can lift up the
set up. You get on the $3 tour.
all right.
I don't know if you want you part of the video or not, but
Yeah,
sometimes that's really helpful. So that way you can explain all the,
They're
all the goodies
on the other side.
especially if some of the names aren't quite right. If you, I know how. So you went with the conservation agent.
Yeah.
Okay. We had so many people at that
It was
thing.
terrific.
And I was so busy taking pictures that I didn't get to do anything cool. So
Oh,
I was busy
well,
taking pictures.
some stuff off. Like he took way too many in a can, and a lot of them died because it was a hot day. And I saw a lot of bodies floating down the water, and that kind of annoyed me. That's not good conservation.
You go collecting with us this last time with Mass ID.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Uh-huh. And that you float in the water, you load it down with a couple of big rocks.
Oh, they're sitting behind
As long as there's a flow on them, they're fine. Here's our guide.
We're really old.
That's the Mbengi River. And this is Mount Cameroon. That's where we stayed. This is baby Cameroon. That's big Cameroon. And that's us pulling fun little pancheks out of the water.
Awesome.
Fun little pancheks. It's a kind of a gray, nondescript one. And that was my first trip out of the country, except for Canada.
Really?
And one little trip to Mexico. And then since then, my wife and I have traveled all over, but we've been.
And this was the first fish you
That
caught?
was the first fish I caught, and then I'll show you the other two.
Right.
They're pretty amazing.
That's beautiful.
This is actually the
And what
last
is
one
that,
I caught.
the-
It was my target fish.
Okay.
Kui means little hummingbird. It was named after my guide's wife. Melinda Peck is her name. But the Isuaku Indians call her little hummingbird, which I think is kind of cute.
That is cute.
I am not finding the other two that he took. Let me see if I can find them for you. Here they are. Here they are. Wait. Here's one of them right here. And I think he gives recognition to Gary for that one. This one is called Kenwood Eye. And these are really amazing. And this was the most common one I caught, and it's still very striking. And that one is called Rubro caudatus.
Love the tail on that one.
Pardon?
The tail on that's beautiful.
Oh, when they have their full extensions, when they
Yeah,
haven't
I
been
can
nipping
imagine.
on each other, they're out of this world.
Yeah.
Beautiful. This is one I hope to get one day. This is from dentist, who was a great aquarist, Dave Schlesser. And I'm not sure he's still active in the hobby.
Clean grill still in the.
I don't run it under the faucet. Yeah. If you're interested, I have a new, well, we can worry about it later. I have a new resource. It's pretty good. Yeah, let's do this one. This is my big interest because I may have something that hasn't been identified.
Yeah.
They're big one.
I told you I got Constantia the other day, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I got to get going
That's
on that
extremely
one.
easy.
So are you interested in those once they?
No,
Okay.
no, they
Okay.
reproduce so
They
much.
reproduce, but they're really neat looking fish.
Yeah,
that's why
they
I
are
said-
fabulous
Yeah.
looking, and they get huge.
Yeah. I mean, fin wise, but they're easy.
Uh-huh.
So-
They're very
and
easy.
they're extinct in the wild too. So
Oh, they're losing my mind here. Here it is. Here it is. Let me shake it
okay,
off for you.
put those mops back. I'll
right.
wash it out and put those mops back in there just in case he's hiding there.
All right.
They are tiny little fish.
Yeah, they're itty bitties. Did you get some good pictures of the Ziphidius?
The fish was that small, so this is
They're very small.
This is a much better choice than my other lenses.
Yeah.
Would have not been near as good.
Did you
I
get a
don't-
good
I don't-
picture?
I don't take this.
Or is that the backdrop?
it's still smoky. I'm gonna need a brighter light too.
Are you? Let me see what I've got. I'll come back and we'll take a look at what we might do.
Get those boys out of there. Sometimes they stay. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me.
So what they're doing here is they're taking pictures of this new fish Jack has found.
So that live make they can be enormous pictures. So you might not even be able to send one of these, but I cut them
Oh,
down
really?
and cut them down to smaller JPEGs. That way
Oh,
you can
okay.
send,
All right.
send things easier. So yeah.
Oh, that one is so superior to the other one. Yeah.
Hello world, how's it going? So I'm here with Jack Heller. He keeps a ton of killifish. He's got a few other types of fish in here too. And you recently found a new fish out in the wild, didn't you?
Not a new fish, but one that's basically not in the hobby in the rainforest in southwestern Peru. So, or southeastern Peru, I'm sorry. It's called Moema quii, and very, very rare in the hobby. And they've been very well received.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool. And he keeps, how many species do you think you have?
I'd say probably 50 right now.
50, wow. And I could imagine you've gone through hundreds, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
oh yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
Since I was a little kid. My
Awesome.
dad bought me my first tank and he was into it with me, so we really enjoyed it. We went through the basic stuff originally before there was a lot available. And then when I was in graduate school, I got into killies, and that's been a lifetime love ever since. Put it on hiatus for 10 years to raise my kids, but then they got into it, so
Did
I
they?
got back
Awesome.
into it.
Awesome. That's
I came
cool.
up to my son's dorm room at University of Illinois when he was there, and there were 4 or 5 different tanks. So,
That's cool.
Yeah.
That made a papa proud, right?
oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
got a biology degree, went on to
Oh,
medical
nice.
school.
So it
and-
really had an influence
yeah,
on him.
he still loves his life science. I got dart frogs and saltwater reef tank from him when he moved to New York. So
That's
he's
cool.
really into it.
Awesome. Well,
He's on hiatus now too.
is
He's
he?
got 2 little 4-year-olds.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he's
Gotta chase
he's
them
out
around.
of the fish business. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do a tour of this place.
All right.
Awesome. All right. So where to even start here? You guys saw some of the B-roll of the whole fish room, but where should we start, Jack?
Well, come over here, and I'll show you the middle. I've got an automatic water changing system. The water gets delivered in those tubes there
Okay.
from 3 drums that are tied together that I, process the water in. And this is the overflow. I've got the little gaskets in here, which are the plugs from the sponge filters. I picked those up at Gemco very inexpensively. And that's an overflow bulkhead. And this gets removed when I have to take a tank off and clean it.
Ah.
And I put it back on. This is the overflow. It flows down to a big 1 1/4 PVC tube down
Yeah,
there,
I
which
see
is my
it down there
drain.
in the middle.
Yeah, and it flows into the back and down a drain.
Nice,
So
and
it's
that's
a
only
flow
3/4
through
inch
rather than
too.
recycling. So
Nice.
I do it 3 times a week, and approximately half the water gets exchanged. We computed at one time. The fresh water gets intermingled with, the regular tank water. But doing it 3 times a week, I change approximately half the water.
Wow.
So it's really nice. I don't have
Yeah,
my
that's
peripheral
handy.
tanks, but there's 72 tanks on these racks, so it's really nice.
I can imagine.
It's primarily killies, primarily old world killies, but now I'm into new world killifish, rivulus and South American annuals. And really enjoy them. They're an interesting challenge. This is one of my favorite old world killies. It's very easy. It's called Aphyosemion exogoidium. And if you were to take up the mome, you would see a ton of babies down there.
So the babies will live in here with them?
Yeah,
Really?
they do, but if it gets too crowded, I separate them out. So this is a lot of juveniles of exogoidium.
Very cool.
And this is an absolutely drop-dead gorgeous Aphyosemion. This is Arium. Arium meaning gold. Can you see a male there? There's 2 big males.
Oh yeah, here's one up top here.
Okay. If you can zero in on them, those are really spectacular.
See if I can get him to come over here.
Yeah. You want me to chase him a little bit? On them.
Oh yeah, within the body and the gold. Now you can see him. Looks really good. Very cool. And what's the name of those?
This one is Aphyosemion, fish with a flag or fish with a banner.
Okay.
Arium.
Arium?
Gold. Yeah.
Okay.
The majority of killies I collect from Africa are Aphyosemions, or Fundelope panchecks. Those are the 2 different ones.
And how long do Aphyosemions usually live?
They can live 3 to 5 years,
Oh,
or
that's
on
quite
the
a bit
average
too.
3. Yeah.
Nice.
But they're easy. They spawn, the majority of them spawn in the mops. You pull the eggs, you put them in a little container with a special formula. And then when they hatch, I put them in these little screw boxes.
I love
This
that.
is from, from the hardware store.
Yeah.
It's got a little hole in it that you block up with, hot glue gun. And you can see the babies in there.
Yeah.
And then I do a graduation. When they're big enough, I move them to shoe boxes on a 6-foot rack that I have on the other side, and from there to the 10s.
Very cool.
I call it graduation day.
Right.
So,
I love the setup.
yeah, so I've got 2 of these guys, and this has saved a ton of work
Oh, I
keeping
can
them this
imagine.
way.
And space and tanks
Yeah.
and
And they're easy to feed this way. You just pull these out and go through the brine shrimp. The shrimp's right here. This is my hatchery. And I just go through and drop in baby brine shrimp or smaller stuff if they need it. And it's a real efficient way of raising newborn fry. So,
very cool.
yeah, and I do this for my annuals and my non-annual mop spawners. Let me show you this one. This one's from deeper South America, probably from Uruguay. This one's called, God, I'm drawing a blank, Aphyolibius. And this particular one lays its eggs in this peat container. That's actually core or coconut fiber. They lay their eggs in there. Here's the alpha male there. Let me get him back. Can you see him? Not particularly pretty, but they're an interesting fish.
Yeah, they are interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Goudier, but not
Yeah.
quite.
Yeah, similar.
He's hiding back there.
Yeah.
There he is. I actually got some B-roll of him earlier.
Uh-huh. It's pretty aggressive. But anyway, we dry out the peat. We harvest it every 2 weeks, dry it out to the consistency of pipe tobacco. I put it in a freezer bag, a Ziploc bag, and store it in that incubator over there, that little herpavator.
That thing on top?
Yeah, the little styro.
Huh.
For, in this case, 5 months. And they hatch out. You know, you drop them in water and they hatch out.
So what's that incubator do?
That keeps them right at 78 degrees.
Okay.
It's a small, very primitive type of incubator, but tremendously accurate. The quail hunters use it to raise baby quail, and the herp people love it for colubrid snakes because it keeps a real dependable temperature.
That's handy.
Yeah, originally it was developed for chickens and game bird eggs, but it got so popular with the herp people that they called it a herpavator. So you can get it online. It's very easy.
Now they need to call it a killivator.
Yeah, a killivator. That's right.
Sounds like a robot.
Yeah. One of the these are just 2 males. I don't have any, but they're pretty striking fish. If you can see them, they're hunt. Pardon me. Sorry about that.
No problem.
These are real striking, but they're both males. If they're still even in here.
too.
Do you see them?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have a whole lot of color on them right now.
No,
Oh, there
they're
you go.
bleached out. Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
This one is
This
Louis
is
Sensei.
Louis Sensei.
Aphyosemian again.
And these numbers down here.
That's
Those
the
are
date
collections?
of collection, yeah. And these are all mop breeders, with
So-
the exception of the annual, of course. So we pull the eggs off the mop, incubate them, and
Now, for the people who don't understand the collection, you'll see this with Killifish a lot. Now, the RPC, what's that? Like, what does
it's
this
3
really stand for?
individuals who collected it, and I can't remember their names for the life of me. We document all our collections.
Okay.
We're getting a little sloppy about it now that the guy who used to do it is no longer doing it. But we document. I have a collection. I'm part of a collection called HAH 98, Heller, Aspinwall, and Herbeck. Although Thomas Herbeck would argue that it's Herbeck, Aspinwall, and Heller. So,
That's funny.
but that's the collection that we did in Africa in 1998.
Okay.
So.
Awesome.
These
So you have
are
some
Apistos.
Apistos,
I
yeah.
love Apistos.
Hunglii? Or
Hungsley. Hungsley. And that's
Where's
the
the
little
other
cave. I
back
use a
there?
little terracotta cave with them.
Have they bred out for you yet?
They haven't yet. I've been keeping it way too cold. They need 77 degrees for a balanced sex ratio. And at 72, which I've been keeping them at, they're not going to breed at all. So I just hooked up a thermostat, a heater, and hopefully I'll start getting some production. This is another I'm sorry, this is a rivulus. This particular one is, gosh, I've got so many. Euroflamius. Can you see any boys in there? The girls have a dot on the caudal peduncle. Right where, there you go.
Bigger guy back there.
Yeah, if you don't see a dot,
Okay.
then you've
that's
got a
the
male. Yeah.
And it's got kind of a golden color on him.
Yeah, they're pretty neat little fish.
A little spot on the females.
Yeah, almost all the rivulus have that spot.
Do they?
Yeah, right at the base of the caudal. And they're becoming very popular. There's a lot of interest in rivulus right now.
Good.
I brought some
We
really
need
pretty
people
ones.
into Achilles. A lot of people don't know about them.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
a lot of people think they only live like a year or so.
Yeah,
because
that's
they're-
not true.
Right.
These can live up to 5 years. This is a really gorgeous one.
Which one is this?
This is Christinae, Rivulus Christinae. And this I brought back from southwestern Peru, or southeastern Peru. That, I think, is the male, if you can get a nice color on him.
He's right in the middle of the...
Yeah.
You got that?
There he is. Let me go down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You see the colors?
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Prolific. Boy, do they produce babies.
Oh, yeah? Breed
Yeah.
like crazy? And they'll
Yeah.
live for 5 years. So
Up to 5 years. Yeah, I've had them live that long.
very cool. So you heard that, guys.
Okay, let's see what I've got down here.
Oh, this guy's gorgeous.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy, yeah, this is an Aphyosemian. These are youngsters. You see the blue?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a blue and a red. It's called punctatum.
Punctatum.
Yeah, and the location is Boing Bay in Cameroon or Gabon, one or the other. Everybody calls them Boing Boings because of the location. But they are very pretty
They are. Oh, that's a good shot.
and very easy again. That's a mop spawning Aphyosemian.
And what kind of water do you keep these in?
I keep them in, I treat with sodium thiosulfate, but it's 2/3 tap water. Our tap water is very good in the St. Louis region, about 300 parts per million. And I dilute it 1/3 with RO. And that's
So
what I
do you
deliver
know
these
your
tanks.
GH or KH or anything?
The KH, Gary told me at one time. I'm not sure. I wouldn't want to say. He can. Gary can tell you for sure.
And what temps do you usually keep them at?
72.
72.
Yeah, that's the temp these are most comfortable with. Where I have South Americans that need a warmer temp, I just put in a heater. And I don't have that many heaters because most of my South American annuals do very well at 72, 73. And in the winter, I have a space heater back there.
Okay. Does it get warmer in here during the summer?
It does, but we have air conditioning.
Okay.
But I don't let it get too warm.
So it usually stays stable around
Yeah.
72 all year.
Yeah, that's what I try to keep it at. And I don't have direct lighting. I have T8s in the ceilings, so
A lot of ambient light.
yeah.
So they prefer it more dark than...
The Killies do, yeah. I can't really speak for the pistogrammas. I think they would prefer a little more light, actually. This is one of my faves.
Wow, it's got a green chin.
This is Benchai, or
he's-
Banchai. There he goes. Not showing the color that they could right now. And again, I've got one of those little terracotta caves. There's a couple who come to our swap meets who sell these. They make them and sell them. And so I've got a bunch of them.
There
So-
they are.
They're there. I've done cockatoides, borelli, and non-pistogramma, but I've done blue rams. German blues, I love them. But one of my favorites are the cockatoides, the red ones.
Yeah, I saw you had those on the other side now.
Yeah, they're juveniles. I'm not working with them right now, but this is a favorite of mine.
Very nice.
So people who are into Killies a lot of times are into small cichlids too. And this is a tank full, and you can't tell, of one of the most beautiful old world killifishes. This is Epipletes lamatii.
Yeah, I love this.
Let me pull it very slow, because there's a fantastic male.
Oh,
There he
my
is.
God.
There he is. That was quick.
It was. I got flashed a little bit. Yes, oh my gosh.
You see the blue, the red? This is on our endangered, our Killifish maintenance committee.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an endangered fish, apparently in the wild. It's one of my absolute favorites.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember
Don't
seeing
pick
it in-
eggs, they just reproduce.
Do they?
Yeah,
Really?
you can see them there.
I remember seeing these at the convention in Niles,
Uh-huh.
the AKA convention.
Yeah.
Wanting those, but there wasn't any available.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome to some if you'd like them.
Yeah, I'll buy some off you.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
And I love your little knobs for the lids here with the
Oh.
PVC.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I figured it out a long time ago. And I use, acrylic tops too. This is a relatively rare chromaphiosymian, meaning the tank's kind of sloppy. But this I actually collected. This is F5 or F6 generation. We collected these in southeast Cameroon in 1998 and managed to keep the strain going. Sometimes I've lost it, but I always get it back from somebody in the hobby in the Midwest. Yeah, they're not real colorful, but when the fins are in full form, they're pretty spectacular. This one's empty. Here we go. This is not a wild killie. This is what you call a sport. This is the famous wonder killie, our golden wonder.
Yeah.
But they're really beautiful. There he goes.
Yeah, this was actually the first killie I ever spawned. This is actually
Yeah.
the first fish I ever spawned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
Oh
the
my
golden
God.
wonder killifish. They had a huge pair at the fish store, and
Uh-huh.
I thought they were the most unique, coolest fish, and that's actually what got me into them.
Very rare that you see them, but if you're going to see killifish at a pet store, you're going to see golden wonders. And they're not a true killifish. This is a sport.
Yeah, they were made in Germany, right?
Yeah, they were discovered in Germany, and this fella bred them to form. They're
absolutely
reproducing.
beautiful.
When I take them up to shows, everybody goes, "Oh boy, yeah, not another wonder killie." Yeah. You know, the real purists kind of look down on them,
Yeah.
including my buddy in the other room.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get this one for you, because it'll knock your eyes out.
Yeah.
This is a rivulus. It's called iridescence. And you'll see why in a minute. Let me very carefully lift him up. Got a lot of mom here. There we go. And that's mom. So let's get a picture of dad. There we go.
And
Look at the depth of that blue.
Yeah, it's wild.
You see it?
How it changes.
And there's another dad back there.
And have they been breeding?
Yeah.
In the tank too, looks like?
Yeah, they've been breeding like crazy. I'm not working with them right now. I'm not pulling eggs, but in one of the tanks, I have them at least 3 tanks. And in one of those tanks, the fry are just showing up.
And these are those iridescents.
Oh, that's the Christie eye down there. Let's see if I can't show you. Yeah, Rivulus iridescens is the name.
I like to show people the name so they can actually
Oh, okay.
see it instead of have to try to guess how to spell it or whatever.
Yeah. And this one is very available too. If I can encourage people to go to Wisconsin area killifish show, you will see many of them.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that, or I'll have to look up the Waco and see what the days are. But yeah, I'd be interested in that too.
Well, that just actually happened the end of October. I was unfortunately out of town and I couldn't attend. But I did get People's Choice Award for some fish that I sent in.
Nice.
Everybody thought it was a neat fish. Let me go down here for a second. This one is Christie Eye. And there he is. You see him?
Oh yeah, oh my god. Wow.
And I'm loaded with juveniles in there.
Wow.
And that's something that was best of show at the annual convention in Detroit this year.
Nice. I wanted to go to that so bad.
Oh, it was a beautiful
I
convention.
can't remember what I had to
Those
do.
guys did such a great job. There he is.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, he's...
Oh, I had to go to my girlfriend's best friend's wedding.
Oh.
Yeah. It wasn't a fun trade.
Did you stand up in the wedding?
No, but she did. She was the maid of honor.
Oh, your girlfriend?
Yeah. Well, might as well be wife. Very nice.
Yeah, that's a favorite of mine. This is another one that'll blow you away. These are called lamp eyes.
Oh, I love
You familiar? This one is absolutely amazing. Let me see if we can't get the male to pose for you. There's just two, just a pair here, but plenty of eggs and plenty of fry. There he is. There he is. Do you see that? Hold on a second. Give him a minute. There he is. Okay, let me get his colors again. There he is. Isn't that amazing? Took me years to find this fish.
Really?
And then out of the blue sky, one of my friends in New York brought it to me.
Those lines are so cool.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
They radiate.
What's the name of this one?
This one is Aplochylithes macrothalmus. Let me take a look, see if we got eggs. I probably not, because I picked eggs a couple of days ago. And they're incubating right now. No, I don't see any. I don't think they've left any new eggs. But it's another favorite. You know, you can. I'm totally unbiased about this stuff. I've got.
Females just as colorful too.
Well, she doesn't have those
Stripes.
luminescent stripes. She's got that gorgeous eye.
Yeah.
That's where they get their name. That's where they get the name lamp eye. But she doesn't have those radiant stripes. I mean, that guy glows. These are more iridescents, although I think this is only one pair. Let me raise this up.
And what do you feed most of them?
I feed them a cake made out of freeze-dried and frozen foods. I blend it, and then I freeze them into flat cakes, and then I break them up and defrost them when feeding time comes, and baste it in with a standard baster.
Okay.
You know, what it melts down to, if I'm careful with the blender or the food processor, is a flake maybe 1/8 of an inch.
Okay.
And they
So it kinda
they go
turns
crazy
into a
for
flake
it.
food?
Yeah, and the freeze dried is grass shrimp, krill, mysis, bloodworms, and right now I'm playing with. I'm forgetting what's the worm that you get at the sewage plant.
I don't know.
You know that it's kind of gross. I can't think. I'll tell you in a second if I remember it. But that's the other one I'm working with. But they
Interesting.
love that food.
Interesting.
This is a constant award winner. If you come over here, you'll see him from the back. That's a Chromaphio simian funge. And every time these show up at a show, they seem to take points. Anybody who brings them. It's a very popular fish. They get huge. That's
Do they? How
about
big?
two-thirds of
Okay.
full size there.
So about 3 inches or so?
Yeah, no, 2 inches.
2 inches.
Inch and 3/4 to 2 inches. 2 inches is pushing it a little bit.
Very beautiful. Even the females have a cool pattern on them.
Yeah, they've got that stripe. There's a young lady right there.
That's another
Well,
male.
that's Let me take a look.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's another
really.
male.
Can I see that flashlight?
Yeah, sure. Oh, is he showing up?
Oh yeah. There we go.
They're pretty amazing.
Very nice.
I never get tired of these guys. Okay, here is a South American annual. It's called Renova oscari. And again, they breed in core, or peat moss. You incubate the eggs for about 6 months. And voila.
Nice.
Problem is, when I say voila, you get 90% males.
Yeah. That's a
So
big
we've gotta
problem with
figure out
breeding
why.
Killies, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to pinpoint.
You can get very lopsided ratios. But that's true of the small apistos also. If you don't keep them right at 77 degrees, 76 to 78, you'll get very lopsided ratios. But unfortunately, it's true of these guys as well.
And how long do those live, being an annual?
These live a year to a year and a half.
Okay.
You don't get a lot of lifetime out of an annual. So you have to be right on top of it when you hatch them and breed them very quickly, because they're ready to reproduce in 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, wow, that's quick.
So, yeah, very fast that they
Wow.
sex out. And you also have to be very quick to spot the changes in color and identify a male when they're juveniles, because they predate the females. The females are smaller and they eat them. And
Yeah,
so
that's a big reason. why
that's a
lot
big
of
reason
males.
for a lopsided, yeah. But the other is something to do with temperature, environment, some such thing. Now this one I don't know if you're going to do as well. This is a very special South American annual. It's called Micromoim zephafra, and he's in there waiting for his mate right now.
So he just hangs out and waits for
He
her?
hangs out. Now if you can get a picture of his tail, it's a double sword.
Oh, yeah. You
He's
see it
quite
down
spectacular. But they're small, and in this case, unfortunately, the female is deformed. So although I've been getting eggs, I don't know how they're going to turn out. I don't think it's a genetic deformity. I think it's just age. Let's see if I can find her. She doesn't go in there with him very much anymore. I think she's tired of it. There she is.
there. She's over him, huh?
Yeah.
And she's got color on her, too, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does, but nothing like him. He's really a sensation.
And which one is that again?
This is Micromoima zephafra with an X.
Okay, like this.
Yeah.
Let's focus camera. There we go.
In the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
What's in here?
These are more Renova oscaris. These are all males. Oh, there's a good shot right down by the filter. You should be able to see a yellow stripe on the upper or lower part of the caudal fin. But you can get some, if you want to come around in back, you can get some very good color.
Okay, yeah.
He's just kind of hanging.
And I like
there.
how you can get back between here.
Yeah, I don't let, when kids tour, my
Right.
grandsons or anybody, I don't let them come back here.
I could imagine.
Too much mischief to get into.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's a good shot.
Oh, the zephafra is showing off a little bit too now. If you want to take a look at him, that's a much better
Yeah,
shot.
you can see the tail a lot
Problem is
better.
against the dark.
Yeah, the glare. Oh, yeah.
There he
Now
goes.
you can really see him.
He's trying to dig in, actually.
Mm-hmm. Very beautiful.
I'm getting a lot of eggs. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. You know, it's months and months before you know if you're going to get anything. A lot of patience. This is a special kind of Aphyosemion. It's called a script Aphyosemion. In this case, script Aphyosemion etzeli. Take a look at the tails on these guys.
Yeah,
They're pretty
that
neat.
pattern.
Yeah, it's really unusual. And again, this I've never picked an egg. These guys pop up in the tank.
Oh, there you go. Is that a male or a female?
The males have a bright red on them. There he is. That's a male. Females are bland.
Okay.
They have a saying in the killie hobby, guys rule and chicks drool. Because mostly
Makes
females
sense.
are pretty boring.
Yeah. Very neat.
Yeah. So these you can't see much, but this is going to be Calopanchex monroviae, which is a gorgeous fish. I do have the male. We can maybe set up to look at him.
Lots of babies.
Yeah, 2 tanks full of them actually.
Nice.
And this is from a single spawn, believe it or not. The female's gone now, but the males are still doing very well. What do I have? Oh, this is Christie eye, but these are very young. And I won't be able to tell much here. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is a chromaphiosymian called Lagos Red.
Okay.
Let me see if I can't get the alpha male. He's big, so he's an adult. You see him
Looks
there,
like
or is he
they've
in the
been-
moam?
Is that him?
Yeah, and I apologize, his tank has not been cleaned up. Is he
him
up?
Right there?
No, that's a female.
Female.
Oh no, that's
What
not
is
even
that?
a chrome. That is
Something else?
yeah, that's a. I'll think of it in a minute. Let's see if I can't get him down here. And this tank is very messy.
Oh, there he is.
Is he back there?
Yeah,
Do you see the red?
I do. Right in that tail, back bottom tail.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
With the blue and the
Uh-huh.
red and some purple.
He's a little stressed right now, but
That's gorgeous.
isn't that pretty?
Yeah, it is. And they're just braiding out in there. looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I don't.
Look at all the different sizes.
They started reproducing in one of the 2s, and they said, well, this is outgrowing the 2, so I moved him over here.
It surprises me they don't really predate on the babies. so much,
That
or-
always surprised me too. Some of them will, but not chromaphiosymians. They're very good with their babies. Oops.
Most
Let me,
crosimians are like that.
Pardon?
Most crosimians are like
Most chromaphiosymians are like that. They're pretty good with their babies. If you've got enough cover, they let them breed in there. Australs, which are the famous one, if you provide enough cover, they'll do it too. But what happens with them is the first generation of babies grows up. They predate the second generation, so they can be kings of the hill, you
that.
know.
Oh, okay.
So you do have to get them out of there.
Yeah.
These are just growing up. That's going to be a Phenalopanchex gardener eye. And I do have some adults. Those are quite attractive. This particular location is Massaje.
Oh yeah, I love the massages.
Yeah. And the other one I have is the Nigerianus. Let's see what I've got down here. These are a South American annual, and they're called Natholebius minimus. They're real cute. They're small.
Yeah, they look
Right here
different.
is a male. They're unusual. They have a real pretty stripe on their tail. And that's
Yeah,
about as big
beautiful.
as they get.
Definitely a nano fish.
Yeah, it's a beautiful nano fish.
People love nano fish.
Yeah. Well, who's the terrific hobbyist? She has a
Rachel
mohawk
O'Leary.
haircut, Rachel.
Yeah.
She's popularized it, I think,
Oh,
to a
yeah.
large extent.
That and a lot of people don't have room for big tanks too.
Yeah, yeah.
Killifish.
And you can do so much with a nano tank.
Yeah, and that's what people don't realize is these killifish are out here, and
Yeah, and
They
there are
make
some
great
that are
nano
perfect
fish.
size.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
but
sure.
make sure you got a lid.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Well, the nano tanks usually have pretty good tight lids. A lot of people have been doing it with saltwater stuff too. There's a nice one. Again, I apologize for the tank. These tanks are in horrible shape.
It happens.
But when they get in horrible shape, that's when babies start showing
yeah,
up.
they love the dirty tanks.
Yeah,
don't
they love the grunge.
They do.
That's Mama. You can see how big she is.
Wow, Papa's looking good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Deep, deep colors.
Looks like she's got some eggs to drop.
Yeah, and this mop is probably loaded with them. Let's take a look. Maybe for the non-killy people, we can do a little demo here.
Yeah,
You see it? Is that an egg? I'm not.
I thought I saw one.
Yeah, no, they're not. They don't have very many right now. They either haven't been laying or they've been eating them.
And you just pick those out with your fingers?
Yeah, and put them. I have a favorite solution that I put them in. It's called we call it the Ed Warner solution after the late Ed Warner.
Yeah,
He was a very, very good hobbyist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
she's
his
a terrific lady.
Yeah.
She still has those books for sale. The formula is actually a drop of Aquarisol, 5 drops of methylene blue, and a teaspoon of non-iodized salt in a gallon of water, and that's all it is. So you're covering for fungus, you're covering for bacteria, and you keep it in a dark place. And it works most of the time, unless the eggs are immature. What I do is I take a styro and I, cover it in contact paper. And I put Ed Warner formula in here. This one is Gardner Massage. And they're in good shape, I think.
Yeah. Then you keep them in there until they hatch?
Yeah. I check them at 21 and 30 days. I don't check them every day because too much light exposure is not good for them.
Okay.
Let me check one more. I've got a very pretty rivulus in here. Or I shouldn't call it pretty, a very neat rivulus. See how these eggs are doing? Doing beautifully.
Oh, yeah. Nice and dark.
Yeah. But keeping them dark is the secret.
Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't know these things.
Yeah. I've had very good luck with these. Okay, so where are we at? Oh, they're the babies. You can see they're starting.
Tiny little guys.
Yeah. You're right, a grungy tank.
Yeah.
I keep my tanks a little too clean sometimes. This one is called Racovia montaneria, or species montaneria. They're very young. They're going to get 3 times that big.
I'm patterned on them.
Yeah. Did you see the red? Oh, that's the female.
Oh, that's the female. Even
Yeah.
the female.
No, there he is. He's up there.
Okay. See, I would have thought that was the female.
Yeah.
And I would have thought that was the male. Is that the same type of fish?
That isn't.
Okay.
I have 2 different fish in here.
Okay.
I have Marginatus and I have this one.
This one is really
Racovia
neat.
montaneria. Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be striking when he's an adult. And this, unfortunately, is the last of my Moemaquii from Peru. They don't live very long. Right at a year,
Yeah,
and he's
he's
pretty well
big.
done. He'd get half again as big. He's only 2/3 grown, but he's pretty much lived his lifespan now. Lost a female. I got some eggs, but I lost her a couple of months ago. They unfortunately don't live very long, so when I came back from South America, before I even received the fish in the mail, I had all these tanks set up with core, and I was ready for them. And then Gary came over and did the shots, and we got some. We ended up with some great fish. Okay, these are more Rivulus ophidius,
Okay.
and I'm seeing girls. I'm not seeing many
lots
boys
of
here.
girls.
Yeah.
Little bitty baby ones too.
Oh, I missed that.
Tiny juvies all over.
Yeah. Oh, then there's
Oh, they're
gotta be a boy.
everywhere.
There's got to be a boy.
Look at them.
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, they don't. For some reason, this particular Rivulus does not bother their babies.
Like, yeah, it doesn't seem
And they're
like it
the,
because
the most popular of the Rivulus, too.
Really?
There's one other one, and the name is escaped. Agale, Rivulus agale, and they're also very popular. but for some reason, well, I know why. This thing is really gorgeous. This is the most popular of the rivulus. Everybody wants to have it. Yeah, there are a ton of babies.
There is.
God,
I'm
they're
not
everywhere.
seeing any males.
No.
Uh,
I got a feeling there aren't any left. They're in the other tank. Oh, right there. And then a male.
I'm not seeing them. No.
Oh, there's something going on in there. This is another South American annual. This one is Nematholubus papilliferus. Get it from here, from down under.
Oh, from down under?
Yeah, let me give you a try. Here we go.
There we go.
These guys are usually very good with cameras. They like to show off.
Oh, yeah, he is.
And they get aggressive with each other if there's a female in the tank. So I put all the females down here. They're quite a bit smaller than the males, you can see.
Oh, yeah. A lot smaller.
Yeah.
Almost
but
crazy. That's the
I'm
female.
seeing some full of eggs there.
Wow. See, now if
So-
I was trying to collect these in the wild, I would
Uh-huh.
just think that's a different fish.
Yeah, no. They look very different, but
They do.
and they're a fraction of the size of the alpha male. So, but I'm going to set him up with one of them, and I bet I get eggs like crazy. And that's half as big as they grow. It's about 50% of the full
Really? So
size.
they get pretty big then.
Yeah, they really do. Now let me show you two other racks real quick.
Yeah.
This
these
is
are
a
cool.
grow out rack.
So this is where they graduate?
Yeah, this is the first level of graduation. I used PVC 3/4 T's here with the plugs from the sponge filters that I get from I just get a bag of these plugs from Gemco for about $3, huge bag, and they make perfect filters.
You got
And
these drains and everything?
I've got them plugged for draining, but I haven't done it. I just do a manual water change on them with a Python. It's very easy. I go through these and these real quick. And these are also grow outs, but I also use them for breeding. You can see I have these are widows. I don't have any females for them, but you've got a good picture there of a Cyanus dictum. That's Sam.
Oh, that is cool. I can't see
And
them
he-
very well, but
Here, you want to give it a
Yeah.
try? They're small ones.
it's at a weird angle there.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't really get much of it.
I'll come over here.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. Get the focus first. Oh, yeah.
You get the color?
I am. He doesn't like the light.
No, they're very private.
Mm.
Let me see if I can show you this very special South American one. My friend from San Diego brought this one to me. Get all the junk out of here. We'll see if we can see some boys. This is I wouldn't call it beautiful, but it's a very unusual rivulus. You have to scare him up here. I think they're hiding. Yeah, he's way back there. Can you see him in the corner?
He just went underneath the
He went
filter.
under the...
Yeah.
Do you want me to pull that out?
It's up to you.
Ah,
If he's...
I'll wait. Let's see if we get any eggs here. No, I pulled the eggs and they haven't laid any new ones. Again, you got it there. Oh, that's developing.
Let's see. Let me focus it here. There it goes.
Yeah.
Little bitty killy egg.
Actually, those are pretty good size. The rivulus tend to lay a very large egg for such a small fish.
Yeah.
So,
And all the eggs, when you do pull them off the mop, do they all tend to be hard like the Galaris and stuff?
yeah, they're like little BBs.
Okay.
And if they squish in your hand, they're no good to begin with. So they've got to be nice and solid. Let me grab this. Now I've got 2 other lampreys in here if you'd like to take a look at them.
Yeah.
I don't know how well we're going to do with these tanks. They're a little dark. But here's the first one, and unfortunately I got eggs of these from a friend in New York. They're both males. So there's not going to be any after that. This one is Platypachylis melanotania.
Oh, wow.
And if you shine the light, you'll be able to see the color. Again, you know, they're lampreys, so they've got some luminescent colors.
It's like a red stripe on them?
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah. And can you see the lamprey, that glowing eye?
Yeah. Oh, there it goes.
There you go. There you go. Now he's showing off. That actually, that second one may be girl. Smaller than the male. Oh man, boy, if that's a female, I'm gonna be in business. He's beautiful.
Be too shy either.
No, they're out there. Got these from Joe Ferdenzi in New York when I spoke at their club.
Those are cool.
Yeah, they're really, I enjoy them. And there's one more, see if I can find it. Oh, that's a mama. She's alone in there. That's Spectralebius. Yeah.
When you're trying to get a...
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
the female to the others.
Nah. Let's see if I can't show you one more Aplochilus here. Loaded with babies, but I don't know if I still have the adults. I got these from Mike Kelwig. Let me get the snail out of there. Okay, this is not quite as pretty as some of the other lampreys, but still a very neat fish. You can see all the babies.
Yeah, a ton
And
of
if
them
you
in
look
there.
close, whoops, we lost one,
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
It happens.
But, yeah,
He's hunkered in that corner.
yeah,
Hard to tell.
yeah, nah, he's gone. Whoops, there's some, right there. Let me clear some of this crud away. It's actually not crud, it's, I like to put a little peat in there with them sometimes. Okay, can you see anything?
I can't. Just
It's
mold
too
the
messed
moment.
up. There was a big one in the corner here. I guess he ran for cover.
Yeah.
Let me try this sponge.
Yeah, you can't see
No,
anything.
not too. But they get very messed up, and it's hard to see the fish a lot of times. Let me get this guy a new home here.
Very neat.
Yeah. And let me see what I've got over here. Oh, this is spectacular. Unfortunately, not breeding very well right now. This is an old world annual or semi-annual. It's a Fundulopanchax. You got the light on him?
Oh yeah,
Is that something?
that is.
And Mama's quite a bit smaller than him, so they haven't been as active
Mom's
breeding
got a
as I had
nice
hoped.
color on her, too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, she's got a little deformity. I think she may be a runt. Somebody didn't give him enough room growing up.
It's like orange, blue, and red.
Yeah, isn't that something?
And green.
Mm-hmm.
That is. Wow.
I think, my memory isn't clear on it, but I think it came from Equatorial Guinea, right below
And
Cameroon.
what's the name of that?
It's Fundulopanchax avichang, Avicchang.
Okay.
Oh, this fish to a friend from Denmark, Mogen's Jewel. He brought him back from Equatorial Guinea, I think. Okay, let's see what I can do here. This, well, now these are little
Killifish.
jewels. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just got these. These are
Same here.
youngsters.
They're pretty neat fish.
Oh yeah, I love them. I got rid of some transcriptus recently that were just beautiful. Sold them at the auction last Sunday. There they are at the bottom. You can see they're pretty small. These are marlori, which is a more common one. I love Julie's, and I've had a lot of luck with them, much more than my Neolamprologus. They're a real favorite of mine.
You got cherry barbs over there, looks like.
Yeah. These are great cherry, but there's only one male in here, but it's pretty spectacular. I want to start breeding them right away, too. I've waited a long time to get them. I just, they're around, but I was just working with other things.
Right.
And then this past Sunday, they were at the auction. I figured, what the heck.
Might as well, right?
Yeah. I think that's him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that the male? Yeah, I got two actually. There's the alpha male.
Very nice.
Yeah, I know it's not a real difficult fish, but it's a favorite of mine. Here we go. Here's some nice,
Dairy.
yeah.
Gardneri in a dairy.
Uh-huh.
Get it to focus here. Come on, camera.
And for some reason, a stray female rivulus.
Huh.
I don't know why, but she's in there too. Do you see the black mark? The operculum mark? Yeah, he's kind of back behind the filter. He's a handsome guy. This is the other rivulus I was telling you about. This is Agalae. And again, we'll have to be careful.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
very
he's right
nervous.
here,
Oh,
right
do you
up
see
front.
him?
Yeah. He's
Great, great.
in the perfect spot.
There's a lot of mulm.
Focus first.
For a
There
minute
he
I thought he
is.
was dead, but those are snails down there. It's actually should be a much bigger one in there. And I just did get a real nice harvest of eggs out of him.
Very neat. And that's a rivulus.
That's a rivulus. And Agalae is in a class with Ziphidius, meaning they're both extremely popular fish. Let's see if I can't get some of the mulm
You can
up
see
and
why.
show you some of the others. Be very careful here. These are shy. They like to hide out. Oh, he's posing well now.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
That's
Beautiful.
what they look like. Oh, they're gorgeous.
That bottom tail line.
Yeah. If you had to ask me for a favorite Killifish, old or New World, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I can't pick favorites
them all.
either. Yeah. Anytime anybody asks me to do a favorite, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
You get so obsessed with so many of them. Mm-hmm. And then I'll let one go for years and years, and I'll see it at a show and say, I've got to have that back.
Right.
Let me check on these guys real quick. I'm doing Paramecium here.
Okay.
But they are not doing well. I'm going to have to redo them, rebottle them.
How do you
Can
do
you
your Peruvian?
There's the complete instructions from Rick Ivick, my buddy up in Wisconsin. It's very easy, just a piece of dog food once a month. Yeah. And it works. They peter out after about a month. But
Yeah, good fry food though, real small.
oh,
fry food,
yeah. Yeah, they're great fry food. But I'm starting to realize that I need more reliable fry food. I'm going to work on.
Something more consistent.
Yeah.
These guys are gorgeous.
Aren't
These are
they
just
beautiful?
Austro golds
Yeah.
too, and
Uh-huh.
it's a
I
nice
thought I was
specimen.
out of that one, and I looked in those 2-gallon tanks. I had a whole bunch of babies, half grown, a whole bunch of juveniles, so I moved them up here.
There's some great specimens.
Yeah. That's a nice tank. Not too much junk and they hang out. You know, they're out in the open.
And these guys are different.
This is Nathalebia
exciting.
soignier. It's one of the South American annuals. Very rare. You very rarely see it in the hobby because they're difficult. And unfortunately, there are a number of belly sliders here. But they're, if you want to get the look of a
there
full
he
male.
is.
Yeah. Oh, here's even a better one.
Oh, yeah, he's just hanging out.
Yeah, he's right in front. And the shredding in the tail is normal.
Okay.
I heard something there. Oh, it's this one.
Yeah, it's funny
Something
how
sounded
that,
like it
the
was.
water will
Yeah.
catch your attention.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're a fish room keeper.
Yeah. And can you see how this core has been disturbed? Like there's a
Yeah.
hole in it.
Uh-huh.
They've been in there.
So it means it's probably egg time?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Every 2 weeks I do harvesting, but I'm going to do it a little more frequently because unfortunately it's a very short-lived fish.
How long?
Less than a year.
Less than a year. Wow.
Yeah. From egg to the pearly gates. Less than a year. And a lot of them, unfortunately, end up as belly sliders because you miss
And
the
what
window.
is belly sliders?
Belly slider doesn't have a inflated, what do they call the sack?
Or swim bladder?
Swim bladder, yeah. And so they're kind of doomed to the bottom. They're like snakes or eels.
Okay.
They wiggle
So
along
you
the
call
bottom.
them belly sliders.
But they can still find their way into that container and reproduce. And I get eggs out of them.
Nice. And
It's
that's
hard to
a
believe.
physio
It's
more
a
of a physical
function.
problem than a
It's more a physical
genetic,
problem.
yeah.
Yeah. It's timing of hatching.
Okay.
These fish develop at different times in the wild. And, you know, the rainy season will come and the rains will fall down. But then even in the rainy season, there won't be rain for a while. And the pond dries up, the fish die, and then another rain comes and another set of them. Because the first time they spawn, they deliberately set these eggs up so that some of them would hatch now and some of them would hatch later. Some of them,
Interesting.
for instance, will hatch in 6 months. Some of them are 8-month fish. And it's a mechanism for continuing them in a very uncertain environment.
That's cool. That's interesting. Mother
Yeah.
Nature doing her thing.
Yeah, that's right. And I told you I had one tank that was loaded with Christinaes from southeastern Peru.
Those are females too, aren't they?
Does
Or
this
these
one
are
have an
males?
opercula? Oh, there you go. There's one. Yeah. They got some nice orange on him, only he's not displaying very well. I think one of them just came out of the jellyfish.
Oh, I see one down there at the
Yeah.
bottom underneath.
Well, this one's a nice
Wow.
male.
You see my camera here? You can see him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
Well,
she's-
actually, he's posing if you want to
Yeah,
come a little over.
very cool.
Those are so neat. And again, I'm not picking eggs.
You're just breeding out.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I would
They're
not
doing
have
their
thought
thing.
that with Killies.
Oh, they
I don't think a lot of people would have thought that
No,
with Killies.
there are a lot of Killies that will let that happen. With F1, with generation, or I should say generation 1. But generation 1, as it grows, is going to predate generation 2. In other words, they'll eat the newborn fry, so they can be the kings.
Okay.
So you do have to pull them out after a while if you want any more. Now I've got 2 really gorgeous fish here. Remember those youngsters I told you were Calopanchex monroviae?
Mm-hmm.
You've got a male if he's still here. I haven't looked at him. Let me pull it out very carefully because he's a pretty neat fish. He's not going to pose for you. And if you wiggle the stuff, all the substrate comes up.
Yeah, all the peat moss.
Yeah.
You can see the color on the real green with a lot of the red
Yeah.
dots and
Yeah.
spots.
There's 3 or 4 of these Calopanchex. The neatest one is Occidentalis.
Yes.
And then there's one called Tadai, which is neat.
I don't think I've
But
seen
I don't
a
think
Tadai.
it's as neat as Monroviae.
Yeah.
This is one of my two faves. Occidentalis is my absolute favorite.
Yeah, those Occidentalis are
Yeah,
amazing.
they are amazing. And I've seen them huge.
What are these?
That one is Nimbo Panchex Peter's eye. It's similar to the ones that I showed you, the Etzeli, the script Aphyosemians, but they go by Nimbo Panchex. The males are pretty neat. I did win a first place in class with those in Detroit.
Okay.
Can you find any males? There he is.
Yeah, unique pattern.
Yeah, very unique. Not the by far the prettiest of the scripts, but I think they're really neat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fish that I've been collecting for years. And then this is an unnamed one, an unnamed Aphyosemian, although I think they may have a name assigned to them now. Their species Cofe, C-O-F-E, which is a location. Keep going, you'll see a male there.
I think that
He's a
guy's a
girl.
male. Is that a girl?
That's a male. But they're just not displaying very well right now. These
Like
are
a
youngsters.
pinkish, kind of purplish.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Very neat. Alright.
So that's it. These are pistos. I think there's only two left. You see him?
Yeah. He's back here behind the Tupperware. Which kind is that?
This is Cockatoides red. Trying to think what they call it. There's an orange and there's a red. This one is the red. I used to have this whole tank used to be filled with them.
You got some cichlids too, huh?
Oh yeah, old world. You got two of my favorites in here.
What are these?
That upper one is Neolamprologus burchardi. They call that the daffodil burchardi. And the other one is my absolute favorite. That's the Neolamprologus lulupe. They're similar to that other gold cichlid that comes out of Africa, but I think they're much neater. What's the cobalt? I can't remember. The one you see in the PetSmart all the time. They look similar to it, but I think they're much neater. Problem is, Mike Helwig told me that these little guys, the Tilanochromis, are egg eaters.
These black and white ones?
Yeah, so they're neat, but I think that's the reason that we haven't seen any babies in here so far. Because I've not had any luck breeding these. And Neolamprologus are a little bit challenging. Burchardis are relatively easy, the daffodils. And they're actually the more spectacular of the two.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Definitely remind me of saltwater.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the blue tips on the
Yeah.
extensions?
Right underneath.
Yeah. And they get big. They really get robust. Not
How
aggressive. That's about the size, maybe a little larger. There it is. That's my alpha.
Okay.
That's about how big they get, about 2.5 inches.
Very neat.
Yeah. Look, he's posing the middle lupe.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I wish I've spun these guys exactly once, the Lulupe, and I got 4 fry out of the deal. I'd really love to spawn them again.
You have to give them a tank, huh?
Well, I think what I need to do is get rid of these guys. And I should. Although Mike Kelwig, who's a very good breeder, has been working with them a long time in a bigger tank than this, and has yet to have any babies.
These guys too.
Yeah, I love crumbs.
Absolutely
But
gorgeous.
I've been ignoring them lately. And Mbenga is the location.
Wow.
There we go. Isn't
There
that
we
nice?
go. That's beautiful.
Yeah. You know, they like being kept low and cold and dark, but you can't enjoy them that way.
Right.
I've got who are into what's called peat racing, where they fill the whole bottom of the tank with long stem fibrous peat. And the fish bury themselves in there, and then every couple of months they wade through to see if they have babies, and if they do, they pour them into a 5 or a 10 and they raise them up. The one thing they don't do is enjoy the fish, because they can't see them.
Right.
You can't see them in all that junk.
Kind of defeats the purpose. Right?
Yeah. But both of these guys swear by it. And they're both great hobbyists. They produce more stuff than anybody else. More rare stuff. Now you can get that gold and the pink. You got it.
Come on, camera.
Can you see the yellow and the dorsal, the extensions?
Can, but
They're not great. He went to the back again. Oh, he's all the way at the back. And there's another one under the runoff.
oh yeah.
Much smaller one, though.
Why is this not? There we go.
Have you been to Mike's place yet?
I haven't.
You should
It's
go.
on the list. As
Although
green
he's
front
got-
line. Alright, so there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. May have learned something, some tips, may have seen some new fish you've never seen before. Oh man. Anyways, AKA, if you guys never heard of it, the American Killifish Association, check it out. More people we got keeping these fish, the better, because a lot of the environments are always under constant attack due to farming and whatnot and industry or whatever. But yes, more people we have working with these fish, the better for sure. But anyways, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna have more fish room tours coming up for you. Should have one next week actually, which will be Jerry Jost, the Corydoras Castle, which has more Corydoras species in it than any other place in the world. Even Ian Fuller said that, which is a lot. If you guys know who he is, he's huge in the Corydoras world. But anyways, and then after that, that'll be Gary Lang, and then I got more coming after that too, so we got lots coming, so stick around, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Peace, have a great one.